So I guess I'll lay out my deck. So we need to fix the main deck. If there's anything in the main deck that we need to figure out. And then should make a sideboard. I only have 6 cards in my sideboard right now.
Yeah, we should do the main board first, and then we'll do the sideboard after.
Yeah, that's fine. We should look at the characters for to make the sideboard before. You have all the characters, right?
Yeah.
I guess lay them out to figure out which ones are. You have all the characters, every single one, right?
Yeah, this is every single one except promos.
So Kamui, Woods, and All Might.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could get them.
That's okay.
So these are
I guess we might as well.
These are like the S tier characters. I don't think anyone's gonna play Kamui Woods though.
I'm not gonna count them out though.
I'm gonna count them out. I looked at him and I was just like, there's really no reason to play him.
Is he a 7-hand?
He is a 7-hand because the thing that beats Kamui Woods is you don't block, and then he's shut down.
Don't block.
Yeah, if you don't block him, he's just shut down.
Can we pull him out?
Yeah.
Because if you don't block, I feel like you're taking damage, right?
Yeah.
He's probably gonna be glares in the video.
I mean, I can always put him out.
Alright, cool. It's fine. Alright. Okay, so this is my main deck. I don't think there's anything I want to change. I like 1 Earphone Jack and 1 Evildoer. I don't want to play 2 Earphone Jack because I don't want to ever see 2 of this card. I don't need to see this, but having this to ready coordinated effort is like one of the best things with it.
I agree with that.
I like how I can have 1 asset too and 10 foundations and not be in deadlock. So it's like my 11th foundation that's always going to be there.
Yeah, what really sells it for me is you having this with coordinated effort.
Yeah.
So we can have that loop.
Yeah. Being able to ready this and like using this twice a turn is like busted. So.
Especially with Kirishima, so you can get these attacks going. I think that's going to catch a lot of people off guard.
Yeah. The reason why I want 4 setup strike is because it adds speed. That's like the biggest thing to it. Like this entire deck is just speed and damage. So it's like consistent UFS. There's no like tricks or anything. You're just playing solid UFS with this deck. Or Universus, I should say.
Yeah, that's what I like about this version of the deck because you're getting speed and damage. So it's going to help you not only like kill people, but it's going to catch the mirror match off guard with Setup
That's
Strike.
the main reason I want to play Setup Strike.
Yeah.
It's not only good with like against everything else, but especially in the mirror match because Kirishima needs to block. Like he's really good at blocking, but if you give your stuff speed, plus 3 speed on your attack or plus 6 speed on your next attack, it's like really hard for Kirishima to block and he can deal a lot of damage. Also like 4 Texas Smash because you discard a card from your hand. And my issue with Kirishima is like, or one of my issues is that he gets so many cards, and it's like hard to not go into deadlock. You have a lot of extra cards in your hand, so Texas Smash pitches those extra cards, and then self-sacrifice allows you to destroy the foundation, so it keeps you under deadlock.
What I also like about Texas Smash is that you're gonna want to have no cards with passing the torch. So
It helps you pitch no cards.
Yeah, it helps you pitch the cards that you don't want on board or don't want to play. That way you can have this active. So like if you're playing against a deck that plays all low attacks, then you're gonna pitch your high blocks with Texas Smash.
Well, so many times, anyways, I'm discarding my entire hand, and you're going down to 0, and then I draw 2 with this. The only times I don't do it is against like an Earth deck or Death or Evil, where they have a Apathetic to flip it. But that's just being aware of the board state.
I think this card makes this deck pop.
I think so too. This is like 8 damage within itself, like 4 for itself, and then 4 on the next attack.
Under any other character, this would be kind of like a liability and an asset, but like with Kirishima, it just, because you're picking up so many cards with Kirishima, passing the torch, it's going to feel this card itself, so you don't get that liability.
Pick up some of the hardened jab as well.
Yeah.
I like how Setup Strike and Texas Smash are both highs, and then I have Hardened Jab as mid, and then Hardened Chop is low, so like you cannot predict what zones I'm playing. Like I can Setup Strike into Hardened Jab, you know. So like I can do mix-ups and it's really hard to predict what zones I'm gonna have, which is what I really like about the deck. I'm not predictable. Like some other decks like Ochako is all high attacks, or Tokiyami's a bunch of highs, Denki's a bunch of mids. Like with this deck, it's like what am I gonna throw at you? You probably want to have a low block as a hard chop. Okay. So celebrity status, I don't think it's a 4x because this is only good when I have momentum. And I don't want to see this in my opening hand. That's why I'm only playing 3.
Yeah.
I did have it at 4, but I cut it. I can see going to 2, but I think it's good because like this allows me to get attacks. Coordinated effort allows me to get attacks. Kirishima himself. Like the best thing with celebrity stats is when you have momentum, you flip it, add the momentum to your top of your deck, and then you build it with Kirishima. So you have the attack. You recycle the attack.
I thought this card was pretty butt, but you convinced me otherwise because it's another way for you to loot. Since this is unique, you're only gonna usually get it off like once on average.
A turn, yeah.
But having this as another way to continue the loop and extend your attack turn, that's really powerful. So I do like it as a 3. I almost would say like 4, but I understand why we have it at 3.
Yeah. Like, if I needed to see it in my opening hand, then I'd play 4, but I don't need to see it in my opening hand, so I don't need 4 of it.
Yeah, I didn't like this at first, but I actually do like this a lot now because I didn't realize you could set up strike into like these and then making them like real fast. Wow.
That's really big. Also, when you poke with hard and chop, they sometimes don't want to block. So, like, when you give it 3 damage with Harden, it's 4 low for 8. If they block, they discard a card. They kind of want to block it at that point. Or you can make it 10 damage because you commit this for 3, pick it up with Kirishima, and now it's 10 damage hard and chop. Now they pretty much have to block it. Or they take 8, or they take 10. Like, it seems like, I don't know, this is just really good. Tap for 2 damage is also good on any of these anyways. Like, it doesn't need to be on a hardened card. It's pretty much like, even on Texas Smash, like, combo for 4 damage, 2 damage, pick it up with Kirishima, 2 more damage. Also, the defense on this is good too. Like, their next attack gets minus 2 damage.
I love how with our attack lineup, you can always lead with 1 card, and they're not going to know like what's going to follow after, and it's always like bad news.
Yep, that's true.
You like that a lot.
This being able to give like 3 speed, like if this in a Texas Smash is nuts. And then like the note taking, this is flip for 2 speed. This is like flip, your attack can't be blocked. If you do the math, you put the speed out of their zone where they can't block it, and then they just like take the damage. It's unblockable. Also, there have been sometimes I poke, like I play hard and jab. I flip this, give it 2 speed, and then they just don't block. There's like, well, 5 speed, I don't want to block it. It's only 5 damage. So I flip to make my attack unblockable, basically.
Right.
I'm pushing damage to it. And then I can trigger the earphone jack to ready a card.
Let's talk about this card.
Tap shooters, I like it, dude.
I like it too. I thought you were more using it for the form to clear your card pool.
I did use that today, yeah. I played 2 attacks and capture Weaver Doers, and then the one guy was like, oh, that's what the card does? I wanted to enhance on it.
Well, we talked earlier, so I think that once we talk about the response and how strong it is in the meta, like I think that's going to actually show up this weekend.
What response?
The response where you, is that a response? Oh, that's an enhance.
Yeah, the enhance where you, it's a snatch steal for the momentum.
I think that's, I did not know how strong that was against Reverse.
It's really strong against it, yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Okay. Is there anything I need to do with the main deck? Like, I play 3 Bonds of Friendship because, like, it's a spam, but it has the high block. Like, all my high blocks in this deck are +1s, except for Harden, which is a +2. But having these, like, look, +1 low, +1 high, +1 high, like, these blocking mods are nuts that pick up with Kirishima.
I think like we should look at what foundations we could put in first. So we looked at that earlier, and we were debating about. So we just looked at UVS Ultra, and these are the 2 foundations I would consider putting into the deck, just because of how strong the utility could add something different to the deck. And that's why we're considering these 2. So I filtered out like, you know, what's good, what's not good.
Best thing I like about this is the 0 difficulty, but I have like 18 spams in my 50 card deck, so I don't think I need this. And flip to gain 1 health, it's kind of like whatever. Like I could play the Rigorous Training Foundation. When I build it, I gain 2 health, so I can keep looping it with Kirishima and keep gaining 2 health, but I feel like I don't know if I need health gain.
I don't think so either.
I think I block so well, where I don't think I need it.
Yeah, also you also have a lot of mid blocks. Like we counted it earlier. I think it was 17 high blocks, 12 low blocks, and then like 21 mids, somewhere around there.
Something like that,
Yeah, so I definitely don't see this being good.
yeah. Not in this deck. This card I thought about playing. My issue with this is like, it's never guaranteed to get an attack in this deck unless you pair it with celebrity status. Like, you can flip celebrity status, put an attack on the top of your deck, and then call attack with this. The thing is though, I'm Kirishima, so I can just flip celebrity status, put an attack on top, and then I build it with Kirishima, and then I can pick the attack up later. So I already have the attack. My experience with this card after playing it in Deku and All Might is that like, you flip this, call attack, and then you reveal the top card. If it's an attack, you get it, and then your next check might be a 5, or you flip the top card and it's a 5 anyways. So this card kind of like confirms that you're not going to check a 3, or it helps reduce the chance that you're going to check a 3 on a kill turn. Because the thing when you're playing a punch lineup is you have to play like 3 or 4 attacks in a turn. So checking a 3 is bad. So like that's why, like I feel like because I'm Kirishima, I don't need this because I flip celebrity stats and then I build it with Kirishima, and then I have the attacks. But if I was playing All Might, of course I'm going to play this card. Deku, of course I'm going to play this card. Juro, of course, but like I don't even like. What would I take out? And like, do I even need this? Like, I don't think I need it. I think it's cool. I think it's good to have, but like, is it a card I absolutely need? No, because it's built into my character with celebrity status. Because I put the attack on top, I build it, and then I pick it back up whenever I want. Like this is like it's a one-time use. I flip and I have to do it. Kirishima, I just store it, do whatever I want.
That makes a lot of sense, and what I like about what you said is using this to confirm your check, because with my playstyle, I would definitely want to have cards that help me confirm my check, like Observant Student. I play that in my Todoroki deck, and this allows me to extend my turn and know like, oh, can I overcommit this turn, or should I just like dial it back? That's why I like this card. But also, I think we should consider the fact that Kirishima is like only twice per turn. So if you have one copy of this out, you technically have a third trigger to get an attack pickup with celebrity status.
You have a way to that, yeah. But celebrity status does consume a momentum, and like I can use momentum with like the setup strike. Like this is my main momentum outlet right here.
Correct, or you can use the momentum, stack it, and then draw it if you needed another attack.
Yeah.
This becomes a third Kirishima trigger.
If I have celebrity status out.
If you have celebrity status out.
Yeah, so it's like a
which is like...
Or passing the torch, I guess.
If we play this, it's like a 1x.
Okay.
But then it goes back to what you were saying earlier, what do we take out?
And if I even need this.
And if you even need this.
It's a third Kirishima trigger, sure, but is 2 plenty enough anyways?
We'll have to play test it. Well, it is something to consider.
It is. I do want all my foundations to do something. That's the thing.
Yeah, and
Like the thing that doesn't do anything is Bonds of Friendship. Against some decks it does stuff, but it's a high block with a 6 check, so like the stats are good enough and I pick it up with Kirishima, so this being a high block that I on-demand pick up is worth playing, I feel like.
Yeah. We can always just save this for later once we do some playtesting.
Yeah.
But we can look at the rest of the foundations.
Sure. I like my self-sacrifice at 4x. I want to not go to deadlock, and being able... Earlier today I did enough damage because I had 2 of these out, and I did enough damage to my opponent because I had 2 of these.
Yeah, that card's kind of cracked. Just because you can pair it up with Kirishima, that minus damage is pretty annoying.
Well, you're building so much with Kirishima because he's free. Once per turn, you get a free foundation, and like you're getting so many cards with like passing the torch and like some other stuff, and like coordinated effort. Your attack becomes a foundation. So like you build so much in the deck where you like always go to deadlock. So this card helps you not go to deadlock, and has a +1 low block that I pick up on demand for a low attack.
I do like that.
Yeah.
I feel like Hardens are weakest foundation. Like if we had to make room for something, that'd probably be the first one to cut for me.
It is a 2-dip, but it's like +2 or 3 damage. I'm like, this under Harden Chop's nuts. Like 5 damage, no one's gonna block it. Okay, 8 damage, you're gonna block it now.
Yeah, that was pretty nutty.
Also, being like a high block that you pick up and block with, and your next attack is -2, I think is good.
I think
like,
so too.
On any attack, you tap this for +2 damage. Kirishima, you can pick it up for +2 more damage. It's
you
like
do need
one
that.
foundation is enough. Or you don't even pick this up, you just pick up another card.
Yeah, I do like that you can pick this up as a block, and then also pushing out more damage in UVS is pretty important.
I want to go back to this card quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So this card I use in like Midoriya and All Might to not check bad. In this deck, I feel like if I check bad, it's not that big of a deal because Hardened Chop can blow up a face-on foundation to get another one. So like I rebuild the foundation.
yeah.
Hardened Jab, I commit a foundation, or I commit a face-on foundation. I pick it up and I rebuild one. So it's like I don't like if I check that, it's not the end of the world like some other decks are.
I always forget that this technically readies you a foundation. That's
Yeah,
pretty
both
busted.
these do. Yeah.
That's busted. I do like that coming in.
So that's another reason why like, I feel like I don't need this.
No, I agree with that. Those are very good points. But I love that we're playing this on the good symbol because I did not know that you could draw 2 cards on defense and dump your hand out. I think that's what
Oh, so many times I've gone second, played my whole hand out, and one of these, they attack me and I draw 2.
busted. Straight up busted.
And like, even if they have apathetic or something to flip this, I can still pick up blocks with Kirishima. Like, so they're burning their apathetic for this, but I still pick up blocks. But yeah, tons of times I just build my whole hand out and then just draw 2 with this card. Because why not?
I like this trinity of foundations because if you don't have a block on like face down in your staging area or in your hand, you can always just like flip this and pick it up with Kirishima.
Yeah, you don't even need to flip it, you can just pick it up.
Yeah.
But like coordinated effort, I see a lot as face downs because when I'm Hardened Jab or Hardened Chop, whenever I'm building for free, I always see this face down. So this is like my mid block that I pick up to block with. But yeah, I have the highs, I have the mids and stuff, or highs and lows.
Oh, you can add any foundation. It doesn't have to be
not face down.
flipped. Oh, my bad.
Oh, you good? Yeah, it's busted, dude.
It's busted.
It's twice per turn. I don't know. What do you think about the main deck, dude?
I think it's pretty
I
dope.
don't know what I can touch. Like this is probably the weakest card. But I still want to play 4 because it's damage.
I was thinking about cutting this to 3 maybe, but you technically want to see it
Yeah, I want to see this card.
all the time.
If I see his opening hand, it's awesome. Like I can start looping my Hardened Jabs. Like whatever they block becomes a foundation. It's like a 2-for-1. My attack is an attack. Okay, let me tell you how busted this card is. So you attack them, right? When they block it, you commit this. You clear your card pool, and it becomes a foundation. So it's like 3 things in one. You attack them. You cleared your card pool, and you built a foundation with this card. So it's nuts. I also have 7/6 checks in this deck.
Yeah, I also like how in UVS rules, you can always just mulligan the clock copy out.
Yeah, if
So
I open
having-
2 of them, I would just shove one under, and then, yeah.
So nutty. I like that a lot.
I think 3 all day. Most decks where I play this card, I play 3x or 4x. I mean, it's just like I always want to see it. Like in No Move 5-hander, I play 4x. I always want to see it,
Yeah,
especially because like when you play stuff with Hardened Jab, like this and this is just so busted.
for real, yeah.
Like you store your attack and you pick it back up and you attack them again. Like what's going on?
Yeah, I do want to bump all my decks to 4 copies of these now, if we're running them.
Yeah.
I also put 4 copies of these in that.
This is one of the best punches, yeah.
Yeah, that card's nutty.
That's one of the best attacks. This card says draw 1 and ready a foundation.
I almost want to put it in every deck that's playing these symbols.
Why
to be
wouldn't you?
honest, right?
Why wouldn't
That's
you?
how strong that card is.
They all have ability like foundation that flip themselves, so you're gonna get value. Well, I don't know what to do with the main board. We can go to the sideboard.
Yeah, let's go to the sideboard.
Okay.
So we have the characters laid out here. This is kind of my like A tier, B tier, S tier. So I feel like these characters are S tier, or whatever people are gonna play. So we're dividing it into like S tier and then like what people are
It's like
gonna
the
play.
popular characters.
These are the popular S tier characters in my opinion.
Let me show you my side. I only have 6 cards on my sideboard. This for sure. The 4th bonds of friendship against 3 and then planning ahead. That's what I got so far.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is kind of what I'm feeling.
All right.
So like Genki, Fumikage, Nomu, and Kirishima. Those are like what I think are S tier. This whole row here, plus the Momo and
Put a racer
Jiro.
head up here too.
Oh yeah, Eraserhead.
I would.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like this is like the A.
Sure.
These are actually. I think he's kind of down here, to be honest.
Think so? I think he's really good.
I think he's really good, but like.
I don't know what Kamea would do.
I feel like Nomu's just better than him, to be honest. Like, if you're gonna play Shigaraki, like, why wouldn't you play Nomu?
Well, it's just a different style of deck. He's more blow up your foundations. He's more big attacks.
That's true.
It's just a different style of deck. I feel like Deku's A tier as well. I feel like Todoroki is too. I don't know what these guys are. I think this guy's good. Kamui Woods is attacks black radius character. If all committed, hands commit for the rest of this turn, your attacks get 1 damage and all attacks get -1 damage. Okay.
Yeah, I understand what you mean by saying like they're all good, but what we're really worried about for sideboard is
Okay.
what
Alright.
characters can rob you and what
Okay.
characters are going to be played.
Alright.
Those are the things to consider.
So, okay, you're so obvious, right? This is for decks like Reciprocal Burst, big damage, anything that's like out of this world speed or out of this world damage. Like plus 10 speed, plus 10 damage. Like any deck that wants to one-shot you, Engine Rush, Reciprocal Burst, things like that, right? So this takes care of which matchups? I think this takes care of Denki.
Thank you for sure.
It takes care of him. It takes care of Midoriya. It takes care of All Might. So let's put both All Mights. It takes care of these two. Let's move these down here because these are like the ones we know we're gonna see, right?
Yes.
Honestly, it takes care of Todoroki too, right? Because Todoroki makes his attack big, we just make it back
Correct.
printed.
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes care of Todoroki. Ida plays Reciprocal Burst, takes care of him. Any other Reciprocal Burst decks? Eraserhead.
I think we do have to look at the new Swimming Bird,
Frog Lashing?
Frog Lashing. Yeah, that's
yeah.
like a lot of damage. So,
So that'd be
These
those
two.
two? Okay, yeah.
but this card is like almost like a silver bullet because you're either gonna block it or you're gonna put it back to printing damage.
Right, yeah.
But there are ways to outplay this card.
Right.
Like
There's outs to everything, yeah.
just pass your hand stuff.
They could. Or they can apathetic to flip it. Or Eraserhead can seal it, but that's an erase out of his hand. That's minus 1 hand size.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move on to some other stuff then.
Sure.
I play 3 Bonds of Friendship main deck. This is good against Fury attacks.
Yeah.
So Bakugo has Fury, so I feel like my main deck covers a lot of him. Siding this in against him is for sure. Shigaraki's all Fury as well, so having 2 of these out and flipping 2, making his attack deal 0, means he can't burn him. So I feel like that covers this matchup too. Anyone else here play Fury? Nomu plays Fury, I guess.
Fury.
Right?
Nomu does kind of play Fury. It depends on which attack lineup you're going with. But Mineta, Nomu, both are Fury.
Mineta plays Fury?
Yeah. A lot of his attacks are Furies. Like pretty much all of them.
Are they?
His UR, his Eat My Sticky Balls. Yeah, all of his attacks are Furies, dude. Even like Sticky Ball Toss, I'm pretty sure is a Fury.
My man. Your man.
My man.
Wow, his attacks are Fury. Nomu's attacks are Fury as well. His Merciless Rush is. I can flip for -3 damage, pick it up for minus another 2 with Kirishima. Okay, so Mineta has Fury, and Nomu has Fury. This guy I want to leave out here though, because I think I may need more stuff against him. Planning ahead, okay, so I had planning ahead against stuff that plays at the same zone, right? So that's like a Chaco, right? All of her attacks are highs, so that kind of covers her.
See, I wasn't sold on these 2 cards, but you sold me on this because there is a lot of Fury in this meta.
Okay.
And the fact that you're able to do multiples of these, like -3 damage each time, and then also, you know, Kirishima already does like -2. That's a lot of DR damage reduction. But I'm not sold on this.
This is -5 damage.
Like what?
You commit and you call their next attack, if it's correct, it's -5 damage.
Okay, I'm sold.
It's all because of that. Well, this is good against like specific matchups. Like Denki, for example, it's a bunch of mids. Unless he plays the Blitz Rush, but he does it after he clears his pool. So like, thing with Denki, his attacks are usually like 4 damage, 5 damage, whatever. Like his one attack, if it's blocked, still does 1 damage. It's only 4 damage. So if you make it like -5, it's like a negative. What does it say minimum? No. So it's a -1 damage. He has to pump it somehow. So you just neuter Kaminari with this card.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of damage buffs.
Electric Surge and Electric Jolt are both mid attacks. When you do this and you call mid, what are they going to do? Play another attack that's not a mid and just mess with their card pull turn? Like this is really good against that.
Yo, that
It's
card
also
is
good.
nuts.
It's also good against Ochako. Cause I was playing Midori against Ochako. Everything was high, so I just used his ability called everything to be like -3 speed, -3. This is -5 damage. That's like -5, and then I can -2. That's -7 on their attack.
I do like that a lot. That is really good.
Another thing you could do is commit this, call whatever for the next attack, block with Harden. The next attack is -2 and -5. It's -7 right there. Then you Kirishima for -9 damage.
Yep.
It's just a lot of damage. So this is good against specific decks that play like the same zone. I think Tokiyami is kind of that way too, because at least the whole decks I've been playing, like Meteor Shower, Frigid Heat Wave, Dark Shadow, they're all highs.
Yeah, they're all high attacks.
So like deciding this against Tokiyami would be pretty good as well. So I feel like okay, hold on. Okay. So this stuff was this stuff, right?
Correct.
Okay. So Bakugo's Fury, and then this. These two were Bonds of Friendship, and Mineta was also Bonds of Friendship. And planning ahead is these two, right? Okay, so now we got and then this guy, I guess.
Correct.
All right.
Racerhead was more so for this because it was super.
Oh, that's true. Okay,
But like
sure.
this too, it falls in both categories.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think this is still a pretty bad character card because like,
Think so?
yeah, because you just don't block, right?
If I don't block, then I die, right? I'm taking damage if I don't block.
It depends on if he has really strong attacks in his kit, then you're gonna want to block him. But I think I looked over his symbols and it was just like,
I think even if you block him, his attack's getting +1 damage and my attack's getting -1 damage is not threatening. I don't know where it ended.
The one that adds itself to momentum after it resolves your first attack.
Yeah.
So play that, pull back your throw or your electric jolt, and then just play the attacks, play those Bakugo attacks. Because it's, 3 difficulty, it's gonna check every time.
Yeah. All right.
think we're already over 30.
I think it did. I think it stopped. I know. We can continue. It don't matter. You don't split it. So yeah, Capsule Evildoers is good against the Reciproburst decks. So this is good against Reciproburst. It's good against these two. Who else gains momentum? Everyone gets momentum. This is good against everybody, right?
I agree with that, yeah.
But I don't want to main deck like so many because I'm a 5-hander. I want my hand to be clogged.
I do like that how you can use this as like a +1 mid-block breaker, but also just being able to remove this from your hand is technically kind of like a DR, like against All Might, if they only had like 1 momentum, then and they like powerful
It is
10.
damage reduction, yeah.
Yeah, so they lost like their powerful 10.
It's damage reduction and you get the momentum.
Yep. It's pretty nuts.
You remove your momentum too.
Yeah, you get your own momentum, which in our deck now we play momentum. So it's just very helpful.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to figure out Sarah. Am I worried about this guy?
I don't think so. It's just a matchup mismatch, just because you're Kirishima and he can't guess your blocks. Because the whole point of wanting to play this guy is he gets to hand hack you for 1 turn. So it guarantees his next attack turn
Okay.
in most matchups.
I got you. So change the zone of your attack. I have whatever I have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright. So I'm not worried about Sarah? Alright, Tobias, we'll see you.
I think he's gonna chill with the Kamui Woods.
Think so?
Because we're just not worried about these matchups. That's why I'm not.
Okay. Like him being able to snipe a card out of my hand is like kind of fearsome, but I get whatever I want with Kirishima.
Yep.
Alright, Staff Strike decks. What do we have against those? Am I even scared of those?
This one will just have to playtest. I got
guess
my
so.
Juro deck.
Okay, that's with them. What can I do against these guys? Kirishima, what I have is the setup strike. So my deck is playing a bunch of speed, so that's how I intend to get around Kirishima, so I'm giving my attack speed.
I think it's a good way because it means that you're getting damage in, they're not getting damage in. And what I love about our deck is that we are putting more damage out there, so we're not
More
like,
speed and damage, yeah.
Yeah, we're not super committed to like the long grinding game. We can just like hit you pretty hard.
Yeah.
So I like that against the mirror. I think that's gonna catch people off guard.
Okay.
Cool with that.
So now Nomu, am I worried about him?
I think Nomu's kind of a threat, pretty much a
I think he's
threat.
one of the best characters.
Yeah, he's pretty nuts. Just being able to pump his damage like so close to 10, over 10. But basically 2 to 3 shot most characters in this format, and you're always having to worry about like, do I block this guy? Do I not block this guy? And either way, you're gonna get punished for it. So I've been hearing a lot of talk about how to like face this matchup. People are saying, you know, don't attack. Make sure that you have the blocks to block him and slowly whittle him down.
All my attacks are going to do 6, but I feel like I toss enough attacks where it's fine. Like Texas Smash is tossing it a 7 damage is fine. He commits 1 to make it a 6, sure. So like all my attacks are like decent, right? So like 5 damage, 7 damage, which is 6, 5 damage. So like, I feel like I have the gas to punch through him. I just need to block correctly against him. He's one of those characters where when you block, bad stuff happens to you. But I feel like I should be fine.
I agree with that.
It is a scary matchup, though. I think that's like the one I'm probably the most scared of is against Nomu.
No doubt.
Because he doesn't care about blocking my heart and chop, dude. I take it. But I'm also not making attacks big. I'm at most putting him at 6 or 7. And I have cards like Self-Sacrifice and Harden, just to put my attacks at that 6 damage, where it's like it doesn't matter if he commits anyways. Like he has to either block it or he eats 6. So.
Is this attack lineup pretty predictable? Like attack zones?
I don't think it is. Well, it depends on the deck. The way I play my Numo is 4 hard and chop, so low, high, mid, low, mid. So it's like all over the place.
There's no way we can slide another one of these for Nomu.
No, I don't think so either. I never thought about sliding another copy of this.
Well, that card is just really nuts.
It's not unique.
It's not unique, and it's also no minimum.
It's no minimum, yeah.
Card's nuts. But honestly, you could even go up another copy of Capture Evildoers. It's like
The issue is I'm a 5-hander. I don't want to clog myself with too many copies of it.
well, if you're a 5-hander, you're technically drawing a little bit less. And to be honest, like if you can build this into your foundation area, that'd be pretty nice.
That's true. I can pick it up.
Also, like 5-handers really excel in the UVS My Hero Academia only format because you get that selective mulligan now.
Anybody benefits from it.
If you're going first.
Maybe. I don't know. It is nice against the reciprocal decks.
And if you're going second, you can also review.
So this guy I'm not too worried about. It's mainly, okay, so I don't know anything about staff trick decks. So we'll,
Yeah, we're
we'll
gonna have to
we'll
play test.
we'll have to look at that.
This guy, I think, is the one that will.
I think so too. I think that's my worst matchup.
Yeah, like.
I think that's a bad matchup for a lot of people though.
Yeah, it's gonna rob you, but also like we already have stuff for this. That's what we've already established.
Well, what do I have in here that can get around no? So my attacks don't matter. This doesn't matter. What I'm taking is speed, so my speed doesn't really matter. Harden's probably going to be really good in that matchup because he gave 2 damage. To make it 7 damage. If I make stuff 7 damage, he like is kind of wants to block it.
I think stuff like Breaker kind of stumbles him because the way his deck is designed is it's supposed to be expensive. It's supposed to like cheat the card pool.
Well, I do want to note this. Merciless Rush. I'm a 5-hander too, so this card isn't -1 difficulty.
Oh yeah,
So he has to play us on a 5, which is really...
and that's one of his like staple attacks too.
It is. He plays 4. So that's not as bad then because I happen to be a 5-hander.
If we can do stuff that's like commit their foundation or breaker, I think that's like really good counterattack to Nomu. But it depends on if we have it in the good symbol.
Nomu has Fury attacks too, so this is good against Nomu as well.
Correct, but the thing about Nomu is just pumping a lot of
He's
damage.
big
but,
damage, yeah.
but I guess, you know, every little bit counts, so just having an extra copy of this would be nice
Yeah,
if you can't block.
right.
That's actually kind of funny too, like, if you damage reduction so much, like, it doesn't matter if you block or don't block. You know, so then he won't get like the ability, like once you block him, he gets like something going
Right,
on. You
yeah.
just take 0 or take like very little.
But the damage reduction needs to be like, it needs to be like this.
Really strong, yeah. No, I actually really like that. I think that's another way to counter this is damage reduction. Because it stops him from dealing that damage, and then it also stops him from getting something off. So damage reduction, and I think making it harder for him to push his turn out, those are two ways we can counter
This is good against the Relentless Barrage version, because Relentless Barrage, I think, is the mid. Well, whatever it is, he's going to combo Relentless Barrage and Relentless Barrage. He can minus 5 damage on the next Relentless Barrage.
Yes, and Relentless Barrage just keeps giving itself more damage, and you can lose 2 life to pick up more copies. That's how that deck works.
So I do want to note, I was thinking about playing Tokiyami for the tournament because Tokiyami beats Kirishima. I do think if you put in another planning ahead, that kind of stifles the Tokiyami matchup because it's minus 5 damage and all of his attacks are highs.
I do like it. It's almost like playing another one of like more of these.
You think
like
I should
more,
go up to 2 then?
I'm really leaning towards it, yeah.
Yeah,
But I
I'm
also
already
like
playing-
I already like this tech too. It's like
We have space. Like, I haven't even gone through what else I can play.
pretty much like all of this has something to do with DR. This is like the only spicy copy.
Yeah.
I think so. It depends. Like, do we
So
think
how
we're
are
gonna
these?
see more like these characters just going out and pushing big damage, or are we thinking like how many Recipro decks are there gonna be? You know.
It's
But
one of the best kill
technically,
cards
we've already got like this
for Recipro, yeah, but being able to kill their attacks.
Yeah, I think this is just spicy. I think 1x is fine.
Okay.
I think I like
Well,
that.
I have 2 sideboard slots. I mean, I think, well, we should, like, what is there to combo, or combat Staff Strike? We're looking at Foundations, off the good symbol.
Yeah.
Pono punches, oh, shit. Oh, that's not a good symbol, hold up.
It has to almost be cards that mess with the card pool.
Our card pool there.
Theirs. Are we talking about Staff Strike?
Yeah.
Because you want to mess up their card
What do
pool.
you think about Pono punches?
I've already looked at that card
It's
and
another 3 diff, yeah. It takes a card from my card pool and puts it in my momentum, but I have to destroy it. It's a 3 diff, so probably not.
yeah, you already have cards that
I've
do a
coordinated
better job.
effort.
Yeah, you have
just go
coordinated.
down. Okay, yeah.
And we're not playing that one card that we're not playing this card. Destined for
Yeah.
mainstream success.
don't know if I need that.
Those 2 cards would work together, but we're not playing it.
I might put Resistance on the side. Resistance I don't have in the main deck. Manly Passionate Guy I feel like I don't need. Good Impressions I don't feel like I need. Should I play 1 copy of this? Are there certain matchups where I want this? Like the Kirishima Mirror or something?
I feel like it's hit or miss because it's effectively either it's life game, but it's also technically DR. You know?
Yeah.
And it's very hit or miss.
But I keep picking it up with Kirishima.
I feel like we have enough DR, and with the DR that we have, it's like you have it on command. This is more of like, you know, it's very minimal. I think it's hit or miss with 50% of the matchups.
Right, which is why I feel like it's good in the sideboard then. Because it's against certain matchups. I think against grindy matchups, like the Kirishima Mirror match, this is good in. Because if I keep gaining 2 health constantly, I gain so much health in the grind, I'm going to be in favor.
I think you're already in favor because you're doing setup strike and you're pushing more damage out than they can. So I don't feel like it's necessary. It's also a 2 mid block. That's another thing that
Yeah, but you're not blocking with it, you're building it every time.
yeah, you make a good point.
You just build it and then you gain 2. Every time you, like every turn you just gain 2.
If they can't kill you because you have such good defense, then I can see like that being really
There
heavy.
are other stuff I would pick up, like this, like all this stuff, but I feel like if I have this out, I commit to pass a check, it's like the perfect thing to pick up with Kirishima.
I think Gil from Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers was kind of that way. He just kept gaining health, and that like made the matchup much harder.
Yeah, so wouldn't I play this then? Make the matchup harder?
If we can get it to like Gil levels, then yeah, I could see it.
I just wouldn't play 1.
I could see it.
Well, I'm gonna put it in here for now because we have the space.
Oh yeah, it's not 8 cards anymore, is it?
It's 10 cards.
Oh brother.
Oh, brother.
I thought we were done. Still got one more card to go.
Alright, let's see. Destin, plugin I don't need. Plugin is just hand control, right? Oh, it's committed. Yeah, I don't need that. Destruction don't need Rising Star. Like, there's really nothing for foundations. I have all of it covered already. Unless resistance for more damage reduction.
Well, if you have more copies of Resistance, because I did see you scroll through that, is we have more stuff against Denki. Denki's like the only character that makes you like commit out through stun, and also is like character ability,
Stun
Resistance.
hate too, yeah.
So do we need stun hate? Because again, like you said,
I have this card for stun hate already. Can't be fixed.
yeah, but you build one. I mean, like build one to like instead of like canceling.
That could go mean a deadlock too, yeah.
I think stun 2 is probably like the highest that we have in this format.
Yeah. So did I play resistance?
We could play Resistance. Giant Ice Wall. Like Giant Ice Wall is
Yep.
stun 2.
Yep. Stun does hurt. Stun hurts me.
But I don't think Denki actually has like stun 2 attacks that he plays a lot of. I think everything's like
No,
stun
but if
1.
you block him,
He gets to commit 1.
yeah, which is why I think maybe resistance is the way to go.
But Resistance only against Denki would only stop 1.
Attack, yes.
Well, not
Whereas-
one
whereas
attack.
this stops
One. It stops one stun.
Yeah.
I think that card is really worth when you have if you're looking at it like a Giant Ice Wall, because Giant Ice Wall is stun 2.
It is, yeah. Look at assets and attacks.
But honestly, we have enough DR anyways, so it's like, does it even matter?
The card is breaker 1 as well. Might be good against that. Only if they go beyond, right? So really it's just, unless I start an attack, do I send an attack to be more aggressive?
I don't think so. I think we want to make sure that we build, and I think we have enough attacks. We're going to see them.
I've been fine with 60 attacks.
Yeah, I think we're cool with that.
I've been checking good too. So like, I don't think I need any more attacks. But I'm saying, should I side one more attack to like be more aggressive against some decks? Do I need to be more aggressive against some decks?
We're already maxing out 4 copies of everything. Like the only thing
which
I could
attack would I put
see,
in?
yeah,
Like reverse throw?
reverse throw. You could do like Detroit Smash. I probably like the reverse throw a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just because like reverse throw, you get to put more
First
damage
mention of
with.
that,
Yeah,
You draw a card.
put
and
more
it's-
damage.
It's a 5 diff though. That's why I took it out of the deck to begin with, because it was a 5 diff.
That's true. So you're playing it on a 6 at best case scenario if you're doing.
Or
Texas
you
Smash.
open with reverse throw and then combo Texas Smash on it. Like, but I'd rather open setup strike and a Texas Smash.
Right.
So maybe I just don't play reverse throw.
Right now, I just like that it was a throw. Just sometimes you need that chip damage, but at the same time, you're Kirishima and you're looping attacks, so you should be okay.
Maybe I do play resistance, dude. There's nothing else I see that I can play.
Well, we only play resistance if we think that there's too much stun in the meta.
Well, we're going into an unknown tournament. This is the first big tournament, so like I feel like I'd have to play it safe and play some resistance in the deck, right?
Let's filter out My Hero Academia only, and
What I
then
did.
look at stun attacks.
Oh,
Because I think Giant Ice Wall is the only one I can think of.
that's stun too?
That's stun too. Because like flipping one foundation just so you don't get like one foundation committed is kind of like mediocre, in my opinion.
It's -1 speed on reciprocal. It's funny. Oh, Turn to Dust is stun too as well.
Yeah, but I've heard like bad things about Turn to Dust because it's
Well,
like
people will play it though, like Shigaraki's will play it. I don't think it's that great, but I'm not gonna discredit other people playing the card, you know. And resistance makes this card turn off.
right, but I also think we don't play resistance because we're thinking about what's going to be in the field. Like I'd rather you sideboard a card that hits most of the field than sideboard a card that hits like 10% or 5%. Especially a matchup that you'd be fine against anyways. That's what we want to.
Okay, that's fair. Alright. So it's Giant Ice Wall then, right?
I think Giant Ice Wall is the only like stun 2 card, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good though.
Yeah, like if stun is the way people are pushing out damage, we definitely want resistance for that.
Well, the thing is, what else could I play? What else? is there? I feel like Resistance is really the only card that would have a home, because when I look at everything else, unless I'm playing another attack, I don't see another good foundation I can play besides.
See, I actually really like DR.
Yeah, Resistance is DR. It's commit your opponent's next attack gets -2 damage.
You don't want to play a third copy of this?
I don't think so.
Alright.
I think like 3 coordinated effort is like having this is 3 difficulty and then this is 3 difficulty. If I open too many in a 50 card deck, I just feel like it's not. I mean, I'm not against playing a third copy of playing ahead. It's pretty good, but it probably would shut down a lot of decks, huh? Is it better than the one Resistance though? Resistance is also a spam.
Resistance is a spam. The only time I see Resistance really strong is if we're playing against like Giant Ice Wall decks or like Denki. Denki, I feel like, is a really strong turn 2 deck. So you either need to have like this going on like turn 1 to be like, okay, Denki, you can't reciprocal burst me to death. So you gotta have a game plan for Denki on his turn 2. Like if they go bananas, they could potentially one turn kill you.
Even though Kirishima.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but I've just seen this guy do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and you don't want to take like 25 damage on your turn 2. It makes it really difficult to come back.
My only issue with playing ahead is the 3 difficulty. So if I side all 3 in, I'm playing 7 3 difficulties then. And my turn 1 is going to be like so hard to play. And like, if I win game 1 and I side these in, and I see this and this, it's like, which one do I play first? I probably play this because it's on defense, but then I'm holding onto this card, and then I can draw more of this. And it's just like weird having a bunch of 3 difficulties in my hand.
Honestly though, like, this is -3. Oh, 5 damage.
5 damage, yeah.
But Resistance is -2. Okay, now I see why we're playing 2 of these.
But Resistance is also, it's a multi-purpose card. Not only is it -2 damage, it's a block with Breaker 1, which you said is really good against Nobu. And then it's a spam, and then Stun Hate. There's a lot in that card.
I do think that Resistance is really strong against even Stun 1 against like Denki's like turn 2. They're like gonna go bananas.
I've always thought it's good. Like, I would flip 1 to make him not Stun 1 me, because that 1 could mean a block or not. You know?
I'm down. I'm down.
Now here's the issue: do I play more than 1 Resistance then?
It depends on how scared you are of that matchup.
Well,
just
like I
the
said,
stun
it's not really only stun, but it's also Breaker. It's damage reduction. There's a lot in that card.
matchup. Oh, yeah.
There's the +3 block and the Breaker one's a little weird. But like, if I want to play more, what would I take out? Like, maybe this. I like this though.
I mean, we could always like lab it out, but at least we're talking about this card. That's the most important part.
Yeah.
So once we lab out the matchups, we can like finalize it later on.
Okay.
I do like what we got here. At least we're talking about these cards.
Yeah. This is 10 cards right here.
Yeah, I think we revisit.
Okay. So this is it for now?
Yep.
Alright. Guess let's jam some games then, huh?
What's that?
I guess let's jam some games then.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get messed up, dude.